If you're selling digital products on Etsy or thinking about it, you've probably asked yourself, what actually makes something sell well? After years of trial and error, I can finally say I cracked a formula that works. And today I'm sharing my secrets with you. This is exactly how I create digital products that make me over $10,000 a month. I'll also be sharing some secret little tips that I personally use in my shop to increase sales. These are things I've tested over time and they actually work. Let's get into it. So what makes a great digital product? Well, 3 things. First is demand. People need to be actively searching for it because you could have the prettiest, most well-designed digital product ever, but if no one's looking for it, it's going to collect digital dust. This is why keyword research is so important. You want to make products based on what people are already searching for, not just what you feel like creating. Think of it like this. If everyone's craving strawberry cake and you keep making lemon bars, it's not about your skill. It's about what the market wants. Number 2 is positioning. The customer should instantly get why they need it. If they have to stop and ask, wait, what is this for? Or would I even use this? They're probably clicking away. Great positioning means your product speaks to a specific person with a specific problem. For example, instead of weekly planner, you could say minimalist planner for busy moms. It's clear, targeted, and feels personal. You could have the same product as someone else, but if theirs is clearly positioned better, guess who's making the sale? And number 3 is presentation. This is where everything comes together, how your product looks, how it's presented, how easy it is to understand. Think beautiful mock-ups, easy to read descriptions, a clear list of what's included, and most importantly, great design. Design plays a huge role. People are more likely to buy something that looks well put together. Even if your product is helpful, poor design can make it look low value. Once I cracked this formula, I started seeing products sell on repeat, even while I was asleep. All right, now that you know the key ingredients behind products that sell themselves, let's get into how I actually create them step by step. This is the exact process I use to design templates that not only look good, but actually convert into sales. Step 1 is find a profitable idea. Before I even start designing, I make sure the product I'm about to create has demand. Because no matter how amazing a template looks, if nobody wants it, it's not going to sell. Here's how I find profitable ideas. First is Etsy search bar. I start by typing in keywords like Instagram template or wedding planner and see what auto suggestions pop up. If Etsy is suggesting it, that means people are already searching for it. Next are bestsellers and trending products. I look at listings that have a bestseller or popular now tag, and this tells me what's currently selling like crazy. Next is Pinterest. People don't just search on Etsy, they also look for inspiration on Pinterest. If I see a certain design style or a product type going viral, I know there's demand. And lastly, reading reviews. I check reviews on similar products to see what buyers love and what they complain about. If people keep saying, I wish this had more pages, or I wish this was easier to edit, that's my cue to create a better version. Once I found an idea that has demand, I move on to actually designing the product. Here's the thing. Most people buying digital products aren't designers. They're busy, overwhelmed, or just don't have the creative eye or tools to make something from scratch. That's where your product becomes valuable. So when you're designing, your product should look like something that took expertise, time, and a good eye for design. Something they'd never be able to throw together within 10 minutes. So ask yourself, would someone look at this and say, I could never make that myself? Does this look better than the top selling products in my niche? Is this solving a specific need or aesthetic that makes it irresistible? My tips are pick fonts that are easy to read, stick to a few colors that match, and make sure everything is lined up nicely. Leave enough space so your design can breathe. Little details like spacing and alignment might seem small, but they make your product look clean and professional. If your product looks well designed, people will gladly pay for it, even if there are free options floating around. One tool I've been loving lately for creating unique and professional looking designs without the crazy learning curve is KITTL. I've been using it for branding, marketing stuff, and digital products. They have over 1,200 fonts, 55,000 templates, 70,000 design elements, stock photos, realistic mockups, and even AI-powered tools. Basically everything you need for designing digital products. The first time I explored it, I was seriously blown away, especially because I've always had ideas for design that I couldn't quite bring to life before, and KITTL made it actually possible. Let me bring you inside KITTL and show you how I use it to create designs that stand out. I'm going to walk you through designing a set of 3 vintage wall art prints for Etsy. First things first, when you're selling wall art, you usually need to offer it in different sizes. And with KITTL, I love that you can create multiple artworks in one project, so you can see the full set in one place without jumping back and forth in between projects. Let's start with the first print. I'm starting with a simple text. I'm a sucker for vintage fonts, and KITTL has some of the prettiest ones I've ever seen. Once I found one I love, I'll type out the phrase, "Hustle like it's 1970. Then I'll play around with the text styling, adding some shading to give it depth. To bring in even more of that vintage vibe, I'm adding a retro photo straight from KITTL's image library. I don't want the background though, so I'll just use the background remover to clean it up. Next, I'll use KITTL's text transformation tool to curve, warp, or shape the text so it feels more dynamic and eye-catching. It's honestly the fastest way to create text-based art that doesn't look basic. Then finish it off with a paper texture overlay to really lock in that nostalgic feel. Now for the second print, I found a photo I want to use, but the colors are way off. No problem, I'll run it through KITTL's vectorizer tool, and just like that, it becomes a clean, editable vector. Now I can tweak the colors to match the rest of the set. I'll add some text and reuse the same paper texture from the first print to keep everything cohesive. And if I ever get stuck, like I don't know what to put in the third frame, this is where the image generator comes in. I'll just type in a prompt like black and white vintage photo of a smiling baby, ideally from the 1950s or 60s, and boom, KITTL gives me a photo. From there, I'll drop in some text using one of their pre-made text sets. I'll add in a few fun design elements, throw on a texture, and just like that, I've got a complete set of vintage-inspired printables. And if you want to create a full matching set even faster, the sets generator is a total time saver. I'm uploading a style I love. This photo is actually straight from KITTL's library. Then I'll either type in my own prompts or let KITTL come up with them for me. Hit generate set, and boom, it builds out a fully cohesive collection for you. It automatically adjusts the colors and layouts so everything looks like it belongs together. It's perfect for batching designs quickly or creating ready-to-sell bundles with minimal effort. Once I'm happy with everything, I just export the files, and that's it. They're ready to list and sell. And yes, your designs are fully yours to use commercially. Just go play around and you'll understand why I love this platform so much for design. And if you end up loving it as much as I do, you can use my code YALEYT to get 25% off on all plans, even the annual one. I'll leave the link down below, and seriously, tag me or DM me if you create something with it. I'd love to see what you make. Bottom line, when designing products, I always ask myself, if I had 0 design skills like most of my customers, would I actually buy this? If the answer is yes, then I know I'm on the right track and move on to the next step. You could have the best digital product in the world, but if nobody can find it, it's not going to sell. This is why SEO, or search engine optimization, is so important. This is how I make sure my products get seen. First is keyword research. I use the Etsy search bar, keyword research tools, and even Google Trends to find the best keywords for my listing. I make sure to include these keywords in my title, description, and tags. Second are strong titles. Instead of naming my product something generic like Instagram template, I'll go for something more descriptive like boho Instagram post templates for Canva, editable social media graphics for small business owners. This helps Etsy rank my product in search. Next are keyword-rich descriptions. So in my product descriptions, I naturally include my keywords while also explaining the benefits of the template. So instead of just saying includes 30 templates, I write something like save time and elevate your brand with 30 professionally designed Instagram templates, perfect for small business owners and content creators. Next are tags. I use all 13 tags on Etsy, making sure they include different variations of what someone might search for. So for example, Canva Instagram templates, social media post design, editable IG templates. Once my product is optimized and easy to find, I move on to the most important part, making it look irresistible. Your product listing images are so important because that's what people use to decide in seconds if they're going to click on your product. So your preview images need to catch their attention. Here's what I focus on when creating listing images. Number one, high quality mockups. So instead of just showing a boring screenshot of the template, I display it inside a laptop, a phone, or a tablet mockup. This helps buyers visualize how they'll use it. There are also mockups that you can use in KITTL, by the way. Number two, show what's included. I create a preview image that clearly shows how many templates they're getting, what's inside, and how it works. Buyers don't like guessing. Next are before and after examples. If applicable, I include a before and after image so people can see the transformation. For example, if I'm selling a resume template, I'll show a boring resume next to my designed version. Next are clear text and callouts. I make sure my listing images have short and clear text explaining the product's main benefits. Things like fully editable in Canva or no design skills needed. This helps reassure buyers that they can use it even if they're not tech savvy. And lastly, add a video for higher conversions. Etsy has confirmed that listings with videos have a much higher chance of converting into sales. So instead of just relying on static images, I upload a short video showing the template in action, scrolling through the pages, customizing the text, changing colors, etc. This helps potential buyers see how easy it is to use, which removes hesitation and makes them more likely to hit add to cart. Once all of this is done, my product is ready to go live and start making sales. All right, now that I've walked you through my entire process of creating high converting digital products, let's talk about some little hacks that I personally use to increase sales. These are things I've tested over time and I promise they actually work. Number one is the FOMO trick, or fear of missing out. One thing I like to do, and this might surprise you, is limit the stock quantity of my digital products. I know what you're thinking. Wait, it's digital. You can sell unlimited copies. And yes, that's true, but hear me out. When people see that there are only a few left in stock, they instantly feel that FOMO, fear of missing out. It creates urgency because they think if they don't buy now, they might lose the opportunity forever. It's just how our brains are wired. We naturally want things that seem scarce. So here's how I do it. Instead of listing my templates as unlimited or like $999, I'll set the available quantity to something like 5 or 10 pieces, and here's where the magic happens. Etsy actually highlights this on the product page. When stock is running low, Etsy will display a little message that says, only X left in stock. This automatically makes buyers feel like they need to act fast before it's too late. This tiny tweak has helped me increase conversions because buyers feel the need to purchase now instead of thinking, I'll come back later. And let's be honest, when people say they'll come back later, they usually don't. Number two, the never-ending 48-hour sale trick. Another sneaky little trick I use to boost my sales is running continuous, never-ending 48-hour sales on my digital products. And no, Etsy doesn't mind this at all. It actually works in your favor. Why does this work? Because people love a good deal. When they see something is on sale, their brains automatically tell them, I need to buy this now before the price goes back up. And Etsy makes this even more effective by adding a countdown timer on your listing that shows when the sale is ending. If you've ever shopped online, you know how powerful this is. Seeing sale ends in 2 hours triggers urgency and makes people panic buy. Here's how I do it. I set up a 48-hour sale on my products, and as soon as it ends, I renew the sale again for another 48 hours. Since Etsy allows you to run back-to-back sales, you can keep this strategy going indefinitely. If you're thinking, but I don't want to lose profit by constantly running sales, I got you. The secret is to price your product strategically so that the discount is already built into your pricing. For example, if you want to sell a product for $15, list the original price as $18 or $20, then run a 15 to 20% sale. That way, even if it's discounted, you're still making the profit you intended. This way, customers feel like they're getting a deal, but you're not actually losing anything. Win-win. Okay, this next one is super easy but so effective, and Etsy literally does all the work for you. I'm talking about setting up abandoned cart discount codes. Basically, when someone adds one of your products to their cart but doesn't check out, Etsy will automatically send them a discount code on your behalf. This gives them a little nudge to go back and complete the purchase. How it works, you create a discount code in your Etsy shop settings, like 10% off, and mark it as an abandoned cart offer. Once that's set up, Etsy takes over and sends the code to eligible shoppers who added your item to their cart but didn't buy. The offer expires 60 days after it's sent, so there's still a good window for them to come back and grab it. Why does this work? Because we've all been that shopper who adds something to their cart, gets distracted, and forgets about it. This feature is like a little reminder that says, hey, don't forget about this. Plus, here's a discount code to sweeten the deal. It gives people that extra incentive to finally hit checkout. My tip? Start small. A 10% off discount is usually enough to get people to come back. And just like the other strategies I mentioned, you can price your product in a way that already includes the cost of this discount, so you're not losing anything. Seriously, you don't even have to think about this one. It runs in the background and keeps your conversions healthy. So those are some of the little tricks and strategies I use to create digital products that basically sell themselves, plus the behind-the-scenes stuff I normally don't share unless we're like real friends or something. Tell me in the comments, which tip are you most excited to try first? But before you go, don't forget you can try KITTL completely free and transform your design process. If you end up loving the platform like I did, you can use my code YALEYT to get 25% off any plan, even the annual one. I will leave a link in the description box. As always, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit subscribe. It really helps me out. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!